Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat datang. Hari ini saya bercakap luar pada Kuala Lumpur, insya-Allah. Saya harap alhamdulillah cuaca elok, mungkin line pun elok. Insya-Allah saya harap mudah-mudahan dengan live kali ini sedikit banyak boleh membantulah. Sesi ini sebenarnya sesi kita sharing pendapat, sharing teknik-teknik, okay? Yang saya cuba sharingkan di sini ialah untuk melihat bagaimana kita boleh secara tak langsung dengan the new state of the arts dalam bentuk Facebook. InsyaAllah kita menggunakan Facebook dalam bentuk kebaikan, penambahan, knowledge sharing, dan juga satu cara untuk scaling up, peningkatan, sama ada dari bentuk kita usaha nak membantu diri kita sendiri, keluarga kita, sahabat handai dan juga syarikat yang kita kendalikan. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin, walhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Bersyukur kepada Allah. Ini walaupun suara saya agak serak sikit, panas. Saya harap cuaca di sana elok. Kalau tak terang, tak jelas, tuan-tuan boleh maklumkan apa kandaian saya. Hanya sekadar menyampaikan. Ya. InsyaAllah kita harap line ni jalan dengan elok. Saya bercakap ni di luar pada Kuala Lumpur sekali ini. Tajuk yang kita cakap malam ni very interesting. Alright. Saya tahu tuan-tuan di luar sana memang dah hebat. Dah familiar. Iaitu kita cakap pasal present-based coaching. Present-based coaching. Coachability. Termasuklah satu term yang disebut VUCA ataupun VUCA. V-U-C-A. VUCA ni dia bermula dalam tahun 1990 dulu. Satu teknik untuk mengenal pasti keadaan yang tak menentu, keadaan yang maps, not the territory, terrain yang berbeza dan sebagainya, digunakan oleh tentera Amerika. Teknik ini dipanggil VUCA. Tetapi selepas itu keluar satu artikel dalam satu buku, okey, yang ditulis oleh Bob Johansson. Dia buat satu, dia panggil yang ni VUCA Prime. VUCA Prime. Yang ni dia menceritakan atas tajuk Future and the Author or Leaders Make the Future. Jadi bercakap pasal kepimpinan. Jadi saya akan sentuh sikit lah. Sebab teknik bercakap ni dia meliputi segalanya. Tapi kita kena narrow down to a specific aspect yang boleh membantu kita. Okay. Sedikit sebanyak kita tahu bahawa coaching nak membantu orang, bantu diri kita. Pertama sekali yang dimaksudkan dengan present base. Dan yang kedua dimaksudkan dengan coachability. Dan bagaimana coaching ni guna sebagai satu teknik nak menghadapi sesuatu yang kita tahu di luar yang kita tak sangka-sangka, ataupun saya selalu kata unsangkable. Kita tak sangka. Alright, everything can change. Jadi daripada volatility, V itu volatile ataupun volatility, C itu uncertainty, U uncertainty, C complexity, dan A ambiguity. Itu yang dikatakan VUCA. Yang ni saya akan cerita sebentar lagi. Tapi kita pergi pada perkataan present-based coaching. Coaching kita dah tahu, right? Because I'm a developmental coach. So developmental coach, we are looking at the way people give meaning, the way you construct the reality. Itu dia. Cara tak langsung membantu kita semua. Jadi saya minta sebelum saya mula ni, saya minta lah tuan-tuan yang ada di luar sana, tolong nyatakan di mana anda berada. Katalah dari Alustar, saya Ahmad, saya daripada Johor. Jadi saya lebih mendekat lah, rasa terdekat dengan anda. Kalau dulu daripada Indonesia, dia dah sebut dan sebagainya. Jadi saya minta tuan-tuan tolong share dan nyatakan di mana anda berada. Kalau sekiranya line tak clear, maklum pada saya bahawa line tak clear. Alright, insyaAllah. Sebab saya akan buat to the basic knowledge that possible. Buat benda ni yang kita boleh guna pakai. Sebab saya nak share. Saya buat banyak juga leadership coaching. I mean, we are coaching the leaders. We are coaching the CEO. Right? We are coaching the vice president and the president of organization. Jadi we are sharing some knowledge. There is nothing fixed. What is certain here is uncertain tomorrow. Sebab tu yang dia sebut VUCA. VUCA ni salah term yang kita akan guna sekali lagi. Jadi kalau tuan-tuan nak komen, tuan-tuan komen. Saya terima komen tuan-tuan. Saya nampak kawan-kawan sini. Oh, ada Profesor Norizizi. Selamat datang Profesor. Nampak juga Eileen Filana. Okay? Eileen Filani. Alright, my line here not so clear. And then there are a few others that I saw. Thank you for coming here. Cik Ahmad Kamil also come in. Bagus. Ini daripada Sri Kembangan. Yes, I know you're from Sri Kembangan. Very good. Thank you very much for putting where you are, your place is. You can comment and can say anything. I take this opportunity as a learning point that we share among ourselves. Any comment, whatever it is, you can do it and right there. I'm trying to see within this small screen that I have in front of me. Okay. Kemudian saya tengok juga, and you're welcome to meet me. You tell me. I'm now in the southern of Malaysia. Kawasan juga sebelah Johor. Okay. Saya pun in the process of getting a lot of info. Cik Rahmat daripada mana Cik Rahmat? Thank you for coming. Termasuklah Cik Riza. Abdul Rahman, ya Doktor Wariza, how are you? Ni orang dari Perak, ya Doktor, selamat datang. At least you can see me now alive. Thank you very much. Nick Faisal, how are you? Ini top. Ini orang Takaful Ikhlas ni. Tahniah for coming. Thank you. Can you please tell me whether your line clear or tak clear? That's very important. Okay, now selamat datang. Saya go straight to the point that we want to speak here today. Alright. Yang dikatakan present-based coaching ni, begini. Seketika masa dalam proses coaching yang saya laksanakan, apa yang saya ingin ucapkan di sini ialah kita dalam keadaan present, menunjuk kata kita berdepan dengan klien at that moment of time. Kita consider at that time is the essence, right? Cara pendengaran kita, cara percakapan klien kita ataupun coachee kita, kita pasang telinga mendengar dia. Because walaupun dia cerita benda tu semalam, tetapi dia bercerita sekarang. Present at this moment of time, the way he construct the sentence, the way he tell you the story, narrative, the way he narrate certain thing, tell us about his position. Alright? Jadi, itu dia katakan present based. Present, we as a coach, we are fully aware of the client in front of us. One thing. Number two, we understand and we listen to the way the client say, reflect about himself at this moment of time. Bukan semalam, bukan tomorrow, but at this time. Kedua, kita presence with him together, understand keadaan dia mencerita. We suspend all our meaning making, we suspend all our agenda, and we try to fulfill dia punya agenda. Itu kena fully train. Right? Itu kata present based. Kemudian coach, dia kena centering. Ataupun kalau orang pandai centering, kita beristighfar dan sebagainya. Selalu ya kadang-kadang kita tarik nafas. Lepas nafas. Tarik nafas. Lepas nafas dan sebagainya. Itu bagi kita tenang dan juga klien kita tenang. Itu kita nak tahu present base. Alright? Oh, ini Puan Tina Hamid. Selamat datang Puan Tina. Thank you for coming. Orang lama-lama ni, orang pandai-pandai banyak ni. Oh, Tuan Nordin Siraju, how are you? Ini daripada orang Politeknik. Selamat datang, Tuan. Okay, itu keadaan presence on coach. Coach must be fully aware. Sometimes coach is having the capability to even listen to himself. Listen to the client. Maksud dia detail dia, melihat balik keadaan dia bercakap. Maybe he is in the control in that position. Saya harap setakat tu boleh sedikit banyak. Jadi menunjuk kita tuan-tuan, bukan kata kita mendengar dia subjek tu. Bukan kita di dalam tu. Kita boleh, kalau NLP kita dissociate, dia keluar. Pada diri melihat balik pada luar pada diri dia. Ada software ganggu sikit ni. Jadi itu keadaan yang mana seorang coach berdepan dengan klien. Itu kita present based coaching. Jadi saya mendengar seandainya apa yang disampaikan oleh seorang klien tu kepada saya dalam keadaan sekarang. Walaupun dia cerita yang semalam. Ingat, sebab tu terkadang-kadang Bila kita mendengar klien bercakap, saya melihat sesuatu keadaan yang mana syarikat saya ni, saya dah usaha yang sebaiknya. Saya rasa syarikat saya menuju ke hadapan. Dia mencerita apa yang dia telah usahakan. Tetapi kalau tuan-tuan dapat mendengar, melihat the way he construct the sentence to you at this present moment of time, apa pendapat tuan-tuan? Sekalanya tuan-tuan ada skill, ini kita akan satu coach skill, kita mendengarkan dia menyampaikan sesuatu sekarang. Cuba kita tanya balik. Walaupun Tuan telah menyebut kepada saya bahawa Tuan telah rancangkan apa yang Tuan telah rancangkan, sekiranya Tuan dapat renung sebentar. Apabila Tuan sebut tadi apa yang telah Tuan rancangkan, sekarang ni apa yang perlu Tuan nampak, perlu ditambahkan perancangan yang Tuan telah buat tadi. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? Bring him back to real present time. That is present-based coaching. Itu satu. Yang kedua, kita nak cakap pasal coachability. Coachable. Coachable. Coach coachable. Client coachable. Bila kita coach coachable, coach bersedia untuk menjalankan coaching tanpa gangguan lain. Fokus pada klien. Ingat, kalau internal coaches, I know, sometimes it's quite difficult for you to do that. Because kita internal coaches, walau kita duk coach, kita duk fikir dalam kepala, lagi kerja lain nak buat dan sebagainya. You have to suspend that focus to him for 15 or 20 minutes. To do that also need a lot of courage and skill and to be trained. Bila kita coachable, coach bersedia full-heartedly to coach. And bila kita client coachable, dia full-heartedly to be coach. Jadi sama-sama seiringan. Baru dia dapat satu gandingan yang cukup sempurna. Jadi apabila kita coachable, kita suspend semua, kita memang nak focus all our full time toward the client. Bila kita buat macam tu, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, barulah kita sama rendah dan sama tinggi dengan klien. Sebelum kita coach, kalau keadaan macam tu, tuan-tuan, kita bertenang, dia bertenang, cukup indah. Suasana tu yang tu kata fully focus, yang mana saya baca, yang mana ditulis oleh seorang sahabat yang saya coach baru ini, dia mencerita, bukan saya mencerita, dia mencerita dalam Facebook. We coach in conscious mind. Kita tak nak coach orang tu di dalam unconscious. Coaching tak buat macam tu, tuan-tuan dan perempuan. What we describe, a person describe to us, we listen to the way he construct unconsciously to him, but conscious to us. Jadi kalau orang tu buat coaching, dia kata dia buat dalam unconscious mind, waktu tu dia pun lepas ke lain, orang tu lepas ke lain, yang tu kita tak panggil coaching. But we listen, apa yang dia kata, apa yang tak kata. What is said and what is not being said by the client. Kalau pakai 11 core competency ICF, dia kata top form, dia pakai competency 4. Listen to what being said and to what is not being said. Itu quite high. Okey, ini saya nampak. Saleh Ibrahim. Ismail, apa khabar? Okey, Puan Farhana. Thank you for coming. And Muk Zaini, welcome. Tolong catat sikit tuan-tuan daripada mana. Alright, jadi saya nak tahu keadaan cuaca elok ke, line elok ke tak elok. Saya harap line elok sekarang ni. Okey, kita pergi balik pada perbincangan kita tadi. Sebab tu, bila berlakunya masa coaching tu, is very focused. And listen to the word being said. Dalam coaching, we listen to every word being said. We not generalize the meaning. We must ask the meaning from the client. Because at that moment, bila dia sebut dia mencerminkan keadaan diri dia, walaupun cerita semalam. Itu yang dikatakan coachable. Kita mendengar, be present. Be present juga kata, kita melihat dia bercakap, kita mendengar dia cakap. Kadang-kadang, macam dia dalam coaching ni, kita train dia mendengar cognitive, cara dia bercakap, sense making, kita mendengar daripada bentuk social emotional ataupun emotional. Feeling penyampaiannya. Cara penyampaiannya dia, cukup hebat. Menyebabkan kita sendiri kadang-kadang soalan, jawapan cerita tu, macam saya lalui. Itu yang bahayanya. Bila coach rasa macam saya lalui, kalau dia tak dilatih, Coach pun join sama dengan dia. Jadi tak berlaku coaching kadang-kadang. Dia berlaku mentoring, dia akan berlaku macam kita join sekaki lah orang tahu kata. So you must be able to detach yourself with that situation. Listen on his side. So dia pakai empathy. Empathy. Kita boleh sebut siapa betul empathy nak buat tu makan masa. Jadi saya dah sentuh sedikit apa dia VUCA, sedikit tentang coachable, dan saya terang sikit apa ni maksudkan dengan present based coaching. Alright, sekarang ni banyak orang cakap VUCA. Kita balik pada VUCA. Sebenarnya the flip side of this VUCA ataupun volatility, volatile, uncertainty, complexity dan ambiguity, dia ada di other side. Untuk mengatasinya. Bila dia keadaan volatile, kita tahu keadaan yang tak menentu, maka inilah seorang pemimpin yang buat leader in the organisation must have a clear vision. Number one. Number two, kalau berlaku uncertainty, first we begin to understand. We must understand what it's all about. What it is. Sebab tu coach akan tanya soalan 4 wife, 1 husband. Maksud dia, what, when, where and who. Why jangan tanya. Because the why, the big why have been answered. Bila dia datang untuk coach tu, the big why have been answered. Kadang-kadang klien berfikir bertahun-tahun nak jumpa coach, tuan-tuan. Bila dia datang tu, dia ada clear cut. Pasal apa dia datang. Kemudian, complexity. Bila complexity, selalunya terlampau. Macam-macam tu ada. Harga naik turun, hujan sat, tak hujan sat, udara dan sebagainya. Complexity. Sebenarnya ni VUCA ni umpama kita tengok macam orang katakan forecast, weather forecast. Kadang-kadang hujan, kadang tak hujan, tanah dia tak tinggi, tak rendah, lautan, angin kuat dan sebagainya. Macam tu juga VUCA. There's nothing new sebenarnya VUCA ni dalam hidup kita, tuan-tuan. Sebab kita hidup tak menentu. Kita kata dah kita orang Islam, selalu kata insyaAllah. Bila nak mengatasi complexity, that's why kita coach orang tu for clarity. Dapatkan clearkan fikiran dia. Kemudian ambiguity. Ambiguity ni selalu ada. Macam mana nak mengatasinya? Sebab tu kita kena ada agility. Rupanya, nak clearkan volatility, kita kena ada clear vision. Number one. Number two, nak mengatasi uncertainty, we must understand the situation. Number three, complexity. Bila kompleks ni, susah sangat tak tentu, kita kena clear what we want. Clarity. The last one, ambiguity, agility. Inilah konsep-konsep leadership. Saya melihat daripada kajian ni buat, dia kata di sini, kalaulah seseorang tu nak mengatasi volatility, dia kena tahu vision dia, iaitu dia. Sebab tu kalau dia agility, dia boleh menghadapi keadaan yang tak menentu dengan guna the right strategy and fully aware of the circumstances that he's facing. Bila tentang uncertainty, sesuatu yang tak berapa sure, kita kena understand, faham what make it happen. Neo kata, a leader must have the ability to stop, look and listen. Listen dah mula datang. Listen. You ask, tanya balik. Orang cakap, listen. Tanya, cik, apa makna listen, cik? Isn't that interesting? Rupanya, dengan guna pemikiran dan pendengar ni, beyond their functional areas. Walau kalau tu dia kena tengok beyond dia punya tugas dan dia punya expertise. And to make sense of the volatility and to lead with vision. Nak mengatasi dan kita atasi dengan cara dengan clear untuk mencapai matlamat vision kita. This require, satu, leader mesti communicate with all level employee, sama ada di organisasi dia, sama ada nak develop ataupun nak mengadakan teamwork dan kerjasama. Dia kena clear. Kemudian complexity, of course dia kena clear. Kalau dia tak clear, macam ni dia nak hadapi satu action yang buat tiap-tiap satu berlaku perubahan. Macam sensor, dia selalu berubah. Alright? Begitu juga dengan ambiguity. Dia kena agility, pantas, ubah sesuatu mengikut keadaan. Dan dia boleh melihat keadaan tu within his control. When we come to coaching now, how we coach this thing? Alright? Oh, Jean, how are you? This is from my friend from ICL. John, how are you? Welcome. I hope you can understand because I'm talking in Malay. Thank you for coming here. I miss a lot of our session meeting. I will join next time in the ICF meeting. Thank you for coming, John. All right, thank you. And then, if you can see, sekarang ni, because Jin ada sini, saya kena campur sikit orang putih lah. We look in terms of developmental framework, we are looking from 4 areas. All these VUCA, from process to relationship and context and transformational. That's why when we ask a certain thing, bila kita tanya satu soalan for our client to answer, we must be able to understand his situation by asking the right question, membantu dia mencari jawapan yang bersesuaian dengan keadaan dia. Remember the present-based coaching. Bila dia cakap waktu sekarang, when he speak now, is he presently presenting himself to you. Oh, datang, ini orang biz counselor. Selamat datang, Yusaini Yusof. Ini daripada utara. Selamat datang. Glad to see you. Oh, kawan lama apa dah ni? Azmu Raidi. Ini second best of business coach from Universiti Malaya. Selamat datang, Azmu Raidi. Oh, lama tak dengar berita. Welcome. Tahniah. Thank you for coming here tonight. So, go back to this talk that we have. So, when we coach, we are able to listen to the way the person construct what he wanted to do, something slightly new. The way we listen based on his historical belief of understanding about the context. Itu proses. Bagaimana daripada proses pada konteks. Then he can see the relationship between the process yang dia buat sekarang ni, iaitu hubung kait di antara konteks yang dia lalui dengan sesuatu dia ingin tambah nilai. Sesuatu you want to be thinking outside the box. Something that you want to do. Hey man, that's something we need to do to overcome. Because the way you ask the same question throughout the years, you know that you get the same answer throughout the years. If you change the question, you change your life. That's what they say. Because kalau melihat soalan yang sama, bertubi-tubi kita bertanya, maka kita akan dapat jawapan yang sama. But the coach will ask the right question at that moment of time. Dan apabila lakunya, when you can coordinate the process, the relationship and context, or these three will allow you to be transformed. So when you are being transformed, then you can overcome this VUCA, right? Because VUCA is inherent in today's business world. That's why, as a result of that, that's why you say you are looking into the new normal thing in the world. Something abnormal become normal now. So, for the organization, not only to think how, but for the businessman, business leader, they must know how to lead also. For the organization, how business leaders lead. So, how you lead depend on you. You give meaning to the environment, you give meaning to the situation, that allow you to find the right and correct action at that particular moment of time. So, we have another 10 minutes or so. Yes, if you have any question, you can ask. I know it's slightly heavy. So, secara tak langsung saya dah cover matlamat saya. Because, nak menerangkan sikit tentang present base, coachability and VUCA. If you look back, overall that you see, if you think the whole thing as a contact, that means benda tu dah static. Right? Benda tu dah berlaku. Tetapi kalau you melihat benda tu, uncertainty dan sebagainya, currently happening to you, you need a process. How to overcome that situation? So the right question must be at par with the situation, allow the client to find the right answer. And when we go to ambiguity, that's something we are not fully certain. That's why you must have this the ability, what we call it, the agility, to help you to be able to detect certain thing that is, sometimes you look so close, the whole thing you cannot see. You got to keep a distance. You have a sense of agility, be able to allow you see those things. That's why the eyes cannot see what the mind doesn't understand. Sometimes you have to keep the distance in order to understand. Sometimes you have to be closer to understand. But depend on the situation. And all these things akan membantu kita untuk melihat sesuatu daripada keadaan sekarang dan masa depan. Alright. And then kalau kita tengok dia punya explanation daripada complexity. Complexity ni selalunya dalam business, in business, we are doing business in many countries. Macam orang export dan import sebagainya. Dia kena mengikuti unique regulation. Dia punya regulatory environment dia berubah. Tarif dia berubah. Cultural dia berubah. Dan value dia pun berubah. Maka berlaku dah. Dia punya complexity. To overcome this complexity, dia punya approach, dia kena restructure according to the situation. So the coach will ask the right question. By asking the right question, this VUCA that they use will be something that is to keep you afloat. Because we know nothing is certain, right? If we base that something is certain, that means kita akan terlepas kadang-kadang. Like example, you keep on saying, we are the best, we are the best, you are talking, you are the best, you are not doing anything. Somebody else will overtake you just like that. So, kita tak payah, kita we are the best. Keep on doing the best. Because the best is within the same standard, but we go beyond the best, that means you are already the best. Itu kan sesuatu yang kita kena fikir. Alright. So, I hope we have another 5 minutes. Any question you want to ask, I welcome you. Because what we are interested to know out of this talk, I want to hear some comments, some feedback pada tuan-tuan dan puan-puan. I feel that this is slightly heavy for the public to understand this. But I know most of you understand. But pada adik-adik kita yang baru nak mula, you can ask us. Because all these things are being covered in our certificate in development coaching. All these things yang saya sebut pada tuan-tuan dan puan-puan is in the frameworks of developmental coaching. Because we have to understand about the emotional, social-emotional development. We have to know in terms of thinking capability. Because thinking transformationally presupposes the three things: process, context, and relationships. And we have to understand the behavior. So, because if we don't stress, sebab if you kalau tuan-tuan baca sekarang ni, kalau kita fokus pada behavioral change di dalam suatu kita hantar orang tu buat job attachment dan sebagainya, tetapi tidak ada penekanan kepada the way you use your thinking, tak akan berlaku perubahan. So, developmental coaching, we listen to both. The way you think, the way you give meaning. The way you give meaning involved with the way of your emotional feeling to the environment. So, begitu jugalah when we coach. When we go to someone, we stress so much on listening skill because leaders are capable to listen very good. So, those business leaders, they really know what they're doing. Kemudian kita dengar balik, kadang-kadang sebutan yang dikeluarkan kadang tu menceritakan keadaan semasa dan akan datang. So, insyaAllah, saya ingat next week, I will let you all choose what topic. Alright? Abdul Gawi, I definitely agree. Say that most corporations claim that they are the best without thinking on improving their quality. Yes, sir. You are definitely right. Correct. That's why kebanyakan CEO sekarang ni dia ada coach, tuan-tuan. They have coaches. Not only one, sometimes they have 2 coaches. Why they need coach? I myself also need a coach. Why? Because there are things that I cannot see. I cannot see myself even if I look myself in the mirror. It's subjected to the way I see. It's subjected to what I want to see. Because we are still hooked. We are still hooked from what we see. From our internal frames. Alright, when you look from your internal frame, you need something right from the outside. Sometimes the best coach to us is our own kids. Anak-anak kita. Bukan anak kita tu satu rahmat. Son ask us questions that we never think of. They ask questions sometimes thinking outside the box. Alright? And that allow us to be patient enough to listen to Sebab tu Rasulullah SAW cakap, dengarlah apa yang dikatakan, jangan mendengar siapa yang berkata. Lebih kurang macam tu. Nur Iskandar Mokhtar, welcome. Peja Yusof, welcome, selamat datang. Tolong state sama, where are you from? You are coming from where? Kelantan ke, Terengganu ke? Tadi our friend tu, Jean tu, dia ialah daripada Perancis, ya. Yang masuk tadi, dia daripada Perancis, salah seorang AJK, Malaysian ICF, Malaysian chapter. Alright, welcome. Thank you for coming here, John. Nice to meet you again. Ya. Then, Nur Iskandar daripada mana, Cik Nur? Say something. Because maybe you orang KL juga. Okey, saya rasa ada apa-apa lagi tuan-tuan ingin bertanya kepada saya? Kalau ada, tolong komen so that I can read. Because kalaulah you rasa apa-apa topik yang bersangkutan yang perlu saya buat next week, sila nyatakan. Alright, I try provide my time. So, VUCA is actually, to us, is part of our life. Alright, senang nak tahu VUCA ni kalau tuan-tuan tengok weather forecast. Weather forecast ni macam tu lah. Sekejap hujan, sekejap tak hujan. So, it is our way of life. Itulah penghidupan. Sebab tu, sesuatu yang kita hadapi itu merupakan satu rahmat. Okey, Cik Ahmad Kamil. Our sun is the reflection of ourselves that we take for granted. Yes, sir. You are right. Jamlus Bakti. Assalamualaikum, Cik Jamlus. Daripada mana, Cik Jamlus? Selamat datang. Can you say something? Where are you from? Thank you for coming here. Right? I hope you join again next week. Because I'm looking also those who attended my talk. I have a record. Because my second method book is coming out, insyaAllah, dalam bulan 6. Okay, yang siapa yang saya fikir banyak attended ni, selected, I will send the first book to you. As my present sebagai hadiah. Dan selamat membaca. Jadi untuk saya wrap up apa yang saya sebut ini, iaitu saya dah sentuh secara rambang, secara rambang. But the technique of coaching is must be highly skill based, right? Because we are coaching the best of the best. You are coaching the number one in the organization. We are coaching someone physically, mentally, emotionally strong enough to be in that position. So, when you want to coach the best, you must have the skill to listen from the best. Because when they speak to you, they are speaking from their own best. Kebaikan, kepulihan, kepandaian dia orang. Sebab tu kadang-kadang to listen in term of silence is another skill. You know that as you go higher up in your coaching, you talk less. You ask a short question, but the answer panjang lebar. Sometimes you have to paraphrase only. He give the answer very clearly. So you must know where to paraphrase, where not to paraphrase. You must know where to use silence. Ingat present-based coaching. Just repeat it tadi. Present-based coaching, that means kita listen to the person at that moment of time, the way he speak, body structure dia, pergerakan dia, sebagainya. Mungkin kita dah belajar yang lebih. Very good. But the question, learn one thing, doing is another thing. You have to practice. Ya, kadang-kadang orang tu dia cakap, dia senyum. Dia cakap, dia senyum. Kita sangka dia happy. Belum tentu sebab behavior dia bukan muka, dia senyum. Ingat. Ya, semula jadi muka dia macam tu senyum. Kadang-kadang orang marah, dia tak nampak macam tak marah. Pasal wajah dia sentiasa senyum. Into say present-based coaching, you can understand at that moment of time. Nazrin. Welcome, Nazrin Mustafa. Ini orang Alustar Kedah. How are you, sir? Bagus. Thank you for coming. So, I hope you come again next week. This is very interesting. Rasli. Alright, ini from dulu pada Wales University. Rasli Muhammad. Welcome. Anything you want to comment, you can comment. Since you come at the end of the session already. Just a wrap up. To you once again, I have talked about VUCA. I have talked about present-based coaching. I talked about what we call it, coachability. Yes, Abdul Kawi, thank you. NLP stand for Neuro Linguistic Programming, right? You are right. Neuro, pemikiran. Language, bahasa. Program, niat. Simple as that. Of course, we can explain, but to do it practically without causing, kadang-kadang cara kita bertanya tu boleh menyakiti hati kawan. Sebab tu kita kena skill. You are right. NLP is neuro. How you think. Do you ever heard that brain plasticity? Yes, brain plasticity is part of it. Jadi NLP ni, dia ada daripada NLP, dia keluar daripada meta course, semuanya sebagainya ada one area. Very good. If you know NLP, it will be an asset to you. Okay? Keep on doing it, you'll be successful. The more you learn, the better for you. Nyujuk kata lagi kita belajar, memang banyak yang kita tak tahu. Ya? Mudah-mudahan berapa minit dah? Mudah-mudahan kita boleh melihat sesuatu daripada pandangan berbeza. Mungkin cara penyampaian saya ni, saya nak buat benda yang heavy kepada senang, bukannya susah. Benda yang takes time to learn, nak put in a short period, bukannya susah, bukannya senang. Jadi, saya tahu yang ada datang tadi ialah Profesor Azizi, ya, Timbalan Ketua Pengarah Kementerian Pengajian Tinggi. Thank you for coming here, Prof. It is an honor to meet you in this short time, because you present yourself give a lot of meaning to the rest of our members in coaching industry. Yang kedua, sebelum saya stop ni, saya ucapkan syabas yang mana dah datang. Jadi kalau tuan-tuan nak komen, please komen. Walaupun dah habis, you can still comment. I will give you the answer. And if you want to share your experience, like Cik Abdul Gawi, thank you for putting up NLP dan sebagainya. That is very useful. And if you do that, that means we are exchanging ideas. We learn, because learn, unlearn and relearn. In order for you to overcome VUCA, you kena learn, unlearn and learn and relearn, learn. Tak habis learn. Don't stop learning. We must keep on learning. InsyaAllah, Jam Cadang hendak ambil kursus NLP. Go ahead. Thank you. Since you cakap pasal itu, saya ingin maklumkan sertifikat Development untuk Coaching yang mana saya akan jalankan, yang kita akan mula pada 6, 7, 8 dan juga kalau saya tak silap saya 14, 15, 16 tak apa, saya confirm. Dan pembukaan untuk registration kita masih lagi terbuka, dan ramai pun dah ada register. Yang mana ada register, saya ucapkan terima kasih. Make sure you attend yourself. This is something very interesting. When you attend the class, you wait for another class. You are not waiting. Sometimes you call me, why it takes so long to start the class again? Because you keep on learning. You keep on the momentum. Because pembelajaran ni ialah lifelong learning. Yang kedua, it involve adult learning. Adult learning, we never start you from zero. We never start learning from zero. We will start from where you are. So by doing that, we keep intact. So we all the time together in the, what I call it, adult development, yang melibatkan cognitive domain, iaitu mental domain dan juga social emotional domain. Kalau tuan-tuan rasa soalan apa tuan-tuan tanya, saya ucapkan selamat datang. Thank you very much for those asking me the question, for those who suggest to a lot of things. So I hope it's time already for me to stop. Thank you very much for your time. I hope the line is clear. Oh, Mio. Oh, ini orang Perak. Selamat datang, Mio. Dah nak habis dah, Mio. Tak apa, you come again next time. I think in the same time, next week. Alright, Thursday. Alright. Kita akan jumpa minggu depan. Dan please give your suggestion. I need your suggestion. Apa tajuk? Ya, apa tajuk? So, kalau tuan-tuan begitu mudah lagi, menunjuk kata you are already receptive to the topic that you want to hear from me. I'm not saying you are going to learn from me, to hear from me. Because I'm not capable of telling you what to do better for you. You know yourself. Right? So thank you for this. If you have anything, please share with me. And you can WhatsApp to me, who knows my phone number. And who knows this, my FB. Please, sama ada you inbox me through PM. Or you can write into my wall. Okay? Minta maaf lebih kurang. Kalau ada kekurangan tu, semua daripada saya, kebenaran semua daripada Allah. Mudah-mudahan kita sama-sama dapat bekerjasama, membina, membangun diri kita, keluarga kita, masyarakat kita, company kita dan satu negara. Mudah-mudahan kita akan berjaya. Dengan ini saya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih. I hope to see you again next week. Dalam masa yang sama, daripada hari yang sama. Cuma tajuk sekali ini saya minta kepada tuan-tuan dan puan-puan untuk menyampaikannya. Dengan ini saya ucapkan ribuan terima kasih kerana dapat ruangkan masa lebih kurang setengah jam. Selamat datang for next week. Terima kasih pada hari ini. Saya stop di sini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you again next week.